the Seventh Doctor, The Last Day, a release or two releases actually that we've heard about for quite some time now. They've been teased for a bit, and now we have a cover
Yes.
featuring quite a few characters on there. Some we were expecting from the initial news article, some that are surprising, like Dog Bolter and Malefici from the
That's the biggest
Third Doctor
shocker.
Adventures. Yeah, I mean, especially for us as big fans of the Third Doctor Adventures, and having just re-listened to the Transcendence of Bifrost over the summer, it's wonderful to see her back here. Who knows how this is all going to come together, but yeah, that's nevertheless an exciting little appearance in here. And does that mean that the master from that story that she was talking about is actually the Beaver's master and not the Delgado master, as we sort of assumed, because, you know, it was...
It's the only way you could assume.
Yeah, it was a Third Doctor story. You're led to believe that, but I mean, it's never explicitly stated either way. So yeah, I mean, that's it. They're alongside each other now. But cover art itself, how are you feeling about this Marvel style poster? You know,
I don't know, because I think we all had an idea in our head what this would be, and this
Yeah.
wasn't it. And it doesn't really give you a flavour of what this is about.
it's very floating heads, and it feels like, you know, too much of them trying to fit every character they needed to on there.
Yes.
But it's like you probably could have just let some go. Like, do we really need Lysandra and Sally Morgan on here? No offense, but you know, it feels too overstuffed, and it does just feel like they're thrown together awkwardly. I mean, Ace as well sort of feels hidden away there. I think it stands out as well because it's older Ace, and so with younger Mel and lots of other younger characters there, you're sort of looking out for younger Ace. Although it makes sense for it to be older Ace because it's following on from Dark Universe. But yeah, I'm mixed on this cover.
Yeah, like I feel like it's a sort of a homage to the McCoy opening title sequence in a way.
Yeah, they do sort of feel like they're the arms of the spiral on
Yeah.
there. But yeah, nevertheless, it just feels like it doesn't have enough story on there. It is just all the characters thrown on there.
Yeah, because I think if you saw this in the shop, it'd be like, let's say, what makes this the last day?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine for part 2, it'll be a similar vibe to it, except instead of, you know, you've got the lines going from bottom left to top right, it'll be top left to bottom right, you know, like an inverse, a mirror.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for like What Lies Inside and Connections, something of that style.
Yeah, I mean, this is one story as well. It's one grand 12-parter, which is insane.
Like I'm still very excited for the release because it was the first thing that was sort of hinted at with the relaunch back in the 2021 press launch.
Yeah, it always became like a running joke for us of whether we're actually going to get this, because, you know, it seemed like that would be something they'd be relaunching the Seventh Doctor with, but instead we had Silver and Ice and then the Naomi and Harry adventures for a bit. But here we finally got around to it. It definitely feels like something that's been in the making for a long while. It feels like it's been planned out quite methodically by Guy Adams and Matt Fitton.
That's December.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, not too long away now. We're nearing the end of November already. How crazy is that? But then coming in February, we have Master Planet Doom. Eric Roberts back again. And I mean, you've picked up the first two, haven't you?
I have indeed.
Yeah, but not quite listened to the second one, I believe.
No, I've not listened to the second one, and I think that this has sort of spurred me on to listen to the second one. So I doubt they'll link together. I think it very much standalone. But
there'll be a bit of a link, but it won't necessarily stop any new people from buying, which is going to be me, because I've not picked up the first two, but
yeah,
I feel like I've got to pick up this one. Like, it looks very exciting. You know, Axon McGann on the cover there.
We've had Axon Colin. Now we've got Axon McGann.
We're collecting a whole set slowly but surely.
And they're still in the blooming time loop.
No, not this time, no.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not said, which it's another thing that's exciting because, the description of this story sort of mentions it's like a planet that the Master has to enter, this labyrinth and such with Axos at the heart of it, presumably. Obviously, details are vague because, they want you to buy the set. They don't want to give you all the answers before you've listened. But yeah, it does look like it's doing something different with the Axons rather than yet another escape from the time loop, which, fingers crossed, because that would be rather exciting. And certainly doing it from a Master perspective instead, given his former alliance with them in Claws of Axos. That's a nice little twist on the Axon story.
Yeah.
Can't say I care too much either way for Vienna. We've also got her in The Last Day, haven't we?
I think this is my negative, that they're trying to make something of the Eric Roberts and Vienna thing, where I'm like, can we just have like a solo Eric Roberts thing? Granted, we wanted McGann and Eric Roberts, but this is what we had quite in mind.
I was expecting McGann for the third one, to be honest,
but not this.
No, this certainly throws a twist in on it, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
And also, it's intriguing to me to get this set because this is produced by Rob Valentine, or script edited. Also, I believe produced as well. I don't know. But certainly he's going to be taking over for the War Master after Scott Hancock's final set next year. And so I'm wondering if this will be perhaps a taste of what he will be like with the War Master going forward.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, I'm excited for this release. It's something I wasn't expecting.
Yes, it was not my bingo card.
Yeah. And it's not that long away. So yeah, nice, pleasant little surprise. And yeah, definitely one that I'll be picking up. Another surprise reveal was the Chaos Cascades with 3 readers, an audio novel, but not, the usual style, it seems. This is doing something a bit different.
I feel like they were meant to drop this possibly on Friday. Because obviously we had the drop of Box of Terror, which was Thursday. So it kind of feels like they should have gone, hey, by the way, the next audio novel is Chaos Cascade. Here's some details. It kind of feels like they just kind of pushed out.
Yeah, because it came out the Monday that they were recording this alongside our next bit of news that we were talking about. And this one sort of feels a bit lost in the shuffle, I suppose. Yeah, we've got Tanya back, which is rather exciting, alongside Missy and the 12th Doctor. So yeah, that certainly feels like an interesting combination. But I don't know if I'll be picking this one up though.
I picked up the other 12th Doctor one, which was Emancipation of the Daleks, which was very good. I think this might be one where I'll wait for reviews and see. Because I love the 12th Doctor. I almost feel like it's a bit of a shame that it is 12th Doctor and not another Doctor.
Yeah, because we've only had 7 of these now. And through those 7, we've only covered 5 different Doctors. Yeah, so 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 12th. So yeah, it would have been nice to mix it up a bit. But I suppose at the same time, the 12th Doctor is a Doctor who is less represented on Big Finish.
Yeah, so this is probably their way of going forward with the 12th Doctor.
Yeah, it sort of balances it out a bit.
And Dan Starkey does a pretty good 12th Doctor as well. And he's a good reader.
Speaking of Dan Starkey, he's got a lot going on early next year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got plenty of wars to fight.
Yeah, we've got Sontarans versus Rutans.
Celebrating 50 years of the Time Warrior.
Yeah, 50 years of these spots from space. And this is something unexpected as well.
Yeah.
And something that I thought we'd be getting something like this though, because we had that Star Cops series coming next year. That announcement of it being these individual monthly releases.
Yes.
We also had Once and Future this year, of course. How that's broken up into that. So I expected them to do something along these lines again with, Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it does look like monthly series are back, which on one hand means, guaranteed individual covers.
Yes, we've had that confirmed.
By Sean Longmore. We have this main cover by Simon Hollub. And I'm not sure quite how that fits into this because, I don't know how they're going to get that out physically, if it is at all.
Yeah, it looks like a box cover, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a stand-in cover at all. So that'll be... But it is a gorgeous piece of work. We've got Sixth Doctor in the blue coat.
Yeah,
photo reel for War Doctor TV movie McGann.
Because when I first saw this, I thought that this was an announcement for the Sixth Doctor 40 release.
You're looking at it left to right, but then as you take in the fact that there are other Doctors on there.
But yeah, photo reel John Hurt, that's great. It almost makes me feel like, could they stagger the release of this and basically go, we'll release it over 4 months, but you'll get the CDs in April and you'll get it all in one big box set?
I don't think so, because it's available individually as well. So I doubt that'll be the case. Unintentional pun there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's an exciting series to have.
Yes.
With, these different Doctors. Some that have not been featured so heavily, like the Third Doctor and the War Doctor. It's nice having these recasts front and centre for an event like this, alongside, regulars, really. McGann and Colin, they are...
The old reliables for Big Finish, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, they were in Peladon as well, weren't they? Which this feels in a similar vein to. I mean, that'll be 2 years old by the time this starts coming out. That is insane to think about. But yeah, I think that's probably the one that this compares most to. Yeah. Because they're both celebrating 50 years of a Third Doctor story.
And it makes sense to have the Third Doctor in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool as well. I'm just looking forward to getting more details on this, finding out, which Doctor we're going to get in each month. So, I mean, the downside of them being individual, though, is that now they are more expensive than they would have been in a box set.
Yeah.
So, there's swings and roundabouts there.
Maybe this is an experiment going forwards. It's more of a market research thing. Going, okay, would people invest in that to get the individual cover art? Maybe it's their way of sort of experimenting, really.
I mean, you also have the fact that they're available individually means that, people are able to pick one up at a time.
Yes.
Which sometimes helps for budgeting, rather than splashing a ultimately smaller amount out and one go for a box set. You instead stagger your spending, ultimately spend more, but it sort of drains you a bit less as you go. Because for some people they have to budget, and this could be right up their alley, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this would be a great format for Classic Doctor's New Monsters going forward as well.
Yeah, I could see that.
It feels very much like that's a series that would be suited to this style of release. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure box sets aren't going anywhere.
No.
But it is funny to see the return of individual releases after, such a huge takeover from box sets.
So that is the news for Big Finish. That's all what's happening in the world of audio.
Well, at least at the time of recording this, because by the time it gets uploaded, I'm sure something else will have come along as well.
But yeah, some nice little surprises. I think 2024 is shaping up to be a good year, I would say. with all these
It's
little
scary
bonuses.
that it's always here already, but it's nice to know that there's a lot of Big Finish treats to look forward to. So,
And of course, we'll have all the coverage of 2023 releases, I guess, coming up in the next few weeks. Really, now we're ramping up towards the end, so plenty.
Yeah, we've got Eighth Doctor to look forward to, haven't we?
Yes.
In the bleak midwinter, that's a very exciting Christmassy release. So we'll be talking to you about that. Any other Big Finish news as well, along with, some other Doctor Who videos too. Because in case you hadn't noticed, it's back on the telly.
Yeah. If you've been under a rock, Hermits United.
But yeah, so much stuff coming out from the channel at the moment. So stay tuned for all of that and leave your thoughts on everything Big Finish news related in the comments below. Thank you all for watching.
Bye bye.